This episode of Peppa Pig is basically a masterclass in babysitting gone wrong. Peppa and George facing their biggest challenge yet, entertaining and calming a baby visitor who clearly missed the memo about being an easy guest. In Peppa Pig, the baby Piggy, Peppa and George are put to the test when they meet baby Alexander. This is their cousin who seems to communicate exclusively in baby babble. This episode really gets one to understand the concept of dealing with a younger sibling or cousin and the complete unpredictability of tiny humans. Baby Alexander's arrival throws Peppa and George's usually orderly world completely upside down. The plot of the episode mainly focuses on how the older kids go about their role as entertainers, which, spoiler alert, doesn't always go smoothly. Peppa, as usual, takes the lead, convinced she's a baby expert. George, meanwhile, seems more intrigued by baby Alexander's wailing than his own role in this whole thing. Peppa attempts to teach baby Alexander new words, and it's so funny that she discovers that babies work on their own mysterious timelines. The episode goes around family dynamics, patience, and the art of keeping a straight face when a baby spits up on you. Peppa Pig is the queen bee of the episode. This Piggy takes her role as the older cousin very seriously. She's convinced she's the ultimate baby whisperer until baby Alexander decides otherwise. Her attempts at teaching him new words are hilariously overconfident, and this shows us a side of Peppa that's equal parts bossy and endearing. Spoiler, her patience gets tested big time. George Pig, on the other hand, is the quiet sidekick. George mostly observes the chaos, giggling at baby Alexander's baby babble and throwing in a few dinosaur growls for good measure. He's proof that you don't need to talk much to steal the show. Baby Alexander is the star of the episode and the world's tiniest agent of chaos. His baby sounds, random giggles, and sudden tears make him the unpredictable element in this Piggy drama. Watching Peppa's attempts to handle him is such comedy gold. Mummy and Daddy Pig are the ever-patient adults, dropping wisdom bombs and providing the occasional lifeline to Peppa and George when things go sideways. They're here to remind everyone that dealing with babies is a team effort and a workout. Each character plays their role perfectly, adding to the charm and comedy of this very chaotic family adventure. The title itself is such a clever nod to the main plot. A baby who manages to take center stage despite barely being able to string two words together. Peppa Pig, the baby Piggy, serves to us on a plate a commentary on the chaos babies bring to even the most composed families. At the same time, it shows us the joy of learning to care for others, especially when they're at their most demanding and least understandable. Peppa's attempts to teach baby Alexander words show us that helping others, especially little ones, requires patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. One moral lesson is clear for sure. Even when things don't go as planned, and babies rarely stick to the plan, there's value in trying your best and embracing the chaos. Peppa learns that babies operate on their own schedule, and sometimes just being present and playful is enough. Meanwhile, George quietly teaches us that curiosity about others, even their random baby babble, can be its own form of connection. In essence, the episode reminds kids and parents watching along that taking care of others isn't always easy, but it's always worthwhile, especially when love and family are involved. Plus, it's a subtle nudge to parents. No, your kids will not suddenly turn into professional babysitters overnight, so good luck with that. The episode kicks off with Peppa and George visiting their baby cousin, Alexander, for the first time. Peppa arrives with so much confidence, declaring herself an expert on babies. After that, she went on with her ambitious mission to teach baby Alexander some real words instead of baby babble. As it would turn out, the baby has other plans, and they mostly involve drooling, giggling, and completely ignoring Peppa's efforts. In one particularly funny moment, Peppa gets super frustrated as baby Alexander refuses to say anything remotely understandable. George, of course, finds this hilarious and only makes things worse by growling "dinosaur" at every opportunity. The adults reassure Peppa that babies take their time, but she's determined to track Alexander till he becomes a toddler genius. The turning point comes when baby Alexander finally makes a sound that vaguely resembles a word. This prompts Peppa to claim victory in the most dramatic way. It's a light-hearted moment that shows Peppa's love for her cousin, even if she's not exactly the baby whisperer she thought she was. The humor in Peppa Pig, the baby piggy, is pure gold for kids and parents alike. Peppa's overconfidence in her baby taming skills leads to hilarious moments, like her serious attempts to get baby Alexander to play with a ball, only for him to respond with the classic crying that make adults laugh and kids go, "Yup, that's a baby." Then there's George, the silent scene, Steeler, who's way more interested in impressing Alexander with dinosaur growls than actual words. Relatable? Totally. Every family has that one kid who finds their own entertainment amidst hullabaloo. Parents watching might nod knowingly at the struggles of keeping a baby entertained while older siblings demand recognition for their help. And who hasn't seen a bossy big sibling try and fail to manage a baby's unpredictable antics? It's these everyday moments turned into exaggerated comedy that make the episode a mix of humor and cuteness. The animation in Peppa Pig, the baby piggy, sticks to its signature simplicity, minimalist, yet charming. The bright, blocky colors give it that storybook feel. It looks just like a toddler's favorite crayon doodle brought to life. Each character is perfectly designed for visual humor. Baby Alexander has a round little face, and his body is smaller than everyone else's. He has a perpetual look of confusion, and he steals the show without saying a word. The scenery is another highlight, filled with warm, familiar vibes. It's not overly fancy or distracting, perfect for letting the characters' antics take center stage. The design cleverly uses basic shapes and bold outlines, making the episode visually appealing for kids while giving adults that nostalgic Sunday comics feel. And let's not ignore the hilarious expressions, like Peppa's exaggerated frustration or George's cheeky glee during his dinosaur growling spree. The animation isn't crazy or groundbreaking, but it doesn't need to be. It's all about supporting the humor and storytelling. It's like the comfy pair of slippers of the animation world. Not flashy, but exactly what you need. The episode Peppa Pig, the baby piggy, also shows the very relatable sibling back and forth between Peppa, George, and baby Alexander. Peppa, as the older sister, is initially bossy and eager to take charge. This provides both comedy and a sense of responsibility, which is so typical of siblings. George, as the younger sibling, is naturally less serious and more playful, and he brings a lightheartedness to the interactions. Peppa Pig, the baby piggy, is so rewatchable thanks to its family dynamics and humor. Kids will find joy in seeing their favorite moments again. This would probably range from Peppa's over-enthusiastic attempts to take care of baby Alexander or George's silly dinosaur roars. The simple nature of the animation and the easy-to-follow story make it an easy choice for replays. Also, parents might catch new jokes and details each time, making it just as entertaining for them. It's one of those episodes that's perfect for background noise on a lazy afternoon or as a quick fix to keep little ones entertained. Educationally, it introduces children to themes of responsibility, caregiving, and problem-solving in a way that's accessible and engaging. The simple storytelling encourages kids to think critically about the actions and consequences, which is a great early lesson in empathy and social interaction. Plus, it teaches basic social skills, just like patience, sharing, and communication, in a way that's easy for young viewers to grasp. Peppa Pig, the baby piggy, features several iconic moments that fans of the show will remember too well. What's not to remember, really? From Peppa's exaggerated attempt at baby care to George's charmingly innocent dinosaur roars, or is it George pretending to be the baby pig? These moments carry the show's humor and charm. All these moments add to the show's rewatchability, making it a very loved part of many children's TV viewing experiences. In Peppa Pig, the baby piggy, the gentle, catchy tone of the narrator brings out the light-hearted nature of the episode during George's dinosaur chant or while he pretends to be a baby piggy. These effects are designed to keep young viewers engaged and entertained, making them instantly recognizable and adding an extra layer of enjoyment to the show. If the young viewer is not catching on, the narrator's voice acts as a strong enough nudge to aid their understanding of the show without being too imposing. Lastly, Peppa Pig, the baby piggy, hits kids and parents differently, and that's the beauty of it. For kids, it's a hilarious lesson in why babies cry 24/7. Watching Peppa fumble her way through responsible older cousin mode, and George trying to babysit with a dinosaur toy is the kind of relatable chaos that keeps the giggles coming. For parents, Peppa Pig is like a bridge on that gap between generations, and that makes it a bonding experience for families. The episode reminds viewers, young and old, that family life is messy, funny, and full of love, and that even when you're covered in baby spit-up, you wouldn't trade it for the world.